All right. Good day, and welcome to Physics Workroom. Today we shall be learning about simple interest. We shall be talking about simple interest. Okay. What is simple interest? Um, when you go to the bank and you keep your money in the bank, after some period of time, the bank will add more money for you. They will add money to your money for keeping your money with them in the bank. For example, if I keep 20 real in Bank Muscat for 3 years, Bank Muscat can give me 25 real. So they are giving me 5 real interest for keeping 20 real for 3 years. So that is interest. So how can we calculate the interest that you can get on your money when you keep it in the bank for a period of time? That is what we shall be talking about today. Now, you can sit with your dad and ask him about this simple interest, or with your mom and ask her about this simple interest, because they are used to getting it from the bank because they are keeping their money in the bank. Okay, now let's take for example, before we take example, let us look at the formula that we can use to calculate simple interest. Okay, now the formula is I. This I represents the interest is equals to P multiplied by T multiplied by R divided by 100, as you can see here. Now what is I? I is interest. Okay, I is interest. Then paid by the bank. I is interest paid by the bank. P is principal. Now what is principal? Remember the example I gave the last time? I said you kept 20 real in Bank Muscat, and after 3 years, Bank Muscat is giving you 25 real. They are giving you 5 real extra on your money. The 20 real that you kept in the bank is called the principal. The amount of money you are keeping in the bank is called principal. And the 3 years period before you are able to get 5 real extra is called time, T. And different banks have different rates that they pay for interest. So R is the rate. The rates are calculated in percentage. Okay, now let us take some examples to learn about this better. Example number 1. Find the simple interest earned on a deposit of $500 saved for 2 years at a rate of 5% per year. Okay, now this is a very interesting and easy example. We are trying to calculate the simple interest earned on a deposit of $500. Okay, then what is the principal? The principal P is the same thing as $500. You remember my first example. So the principal is $500. Then saved for 2 years. So what is my time? My time is 2, because the money is saved for 2 years. At the rate of 5%, it means my R is equals to 5%. Great. So now we can solve this problem. We know that the formula for simple interest I is the same thing as P multiplied by R multiplied by T divided by 100. Okay, now this is very easy. We know our P, we know the R, and we know the T. So we just put them in this formula. We will press our calculator to get the final answer. Okay, so my I will now be equals to, what is my P? 500 multiplied by, what is R? 5. What is T? 2 divided by 100. So if I put all of this in my calculator, then the interest I will get on $500 for 2 years at a rate of 5% will be $50. So it means the bank will give me an extra $50 for keeping the money in their bank. I hope you understand that example. Okay, let us take another example to further explain this simple interest. Okay, now I have another example. Okay, calculate the simple interest earned on a deposit of 600 Omani Riyal saved for 3 years at a rate of 3.75% per year. Okay, how do we calculate this? What is the principle? You can pause this video, try to solve this problem on your own using the formula that you know, and then come back to check if your answers are correct. Okay, now what's our principal? Our principal is equals to 600 Omani Riyal. Okay, 600. Now, what is the time? As you can see from that question, it is saved for 3 years. So my time is 3 years. All right. What is the rate? The rate is 3.75%. It means my R is 3.75%. Okay, now I'm sure you still remember the formula. Yes, that's great. I is equals to P multiplied by R multiplied by T divided by 100. Okay, now we can calculate this. Very interesting. Okay, so my I will be equals to, what is my P? 600. You can see my P is 600. Now, what is my R multiplied by, my R is 3.75 multiplied by 3 because my T is 3 years. Okay, divide by 100. Can you see how easy this is? Very easy to solve. Now, my answer, the interest I will be getting will be 67.5 Omani Riyal. So after you save 600 Riyal into the bank for 3 years at a rate of 3.75%, you are going to get 67.5 Omani Riyal interest. That is very interesting. Okay, let us go to example number 3. Okay, now in the last 2 examples, what were we calculating? Who can tell me? Okay, we're calculating the interest. Now, you know that the formula for calculating the interest is I is equals to P multiplied by R multiplied by T divided by 100. Okay, it means that we can also calculate our principal. We can calculate the rate. We can calculate the time. Okay, in this example, we want to calculate the rate. Okay, for us to be able to calculate the rate, we are going to change this formula to make R the subject of the formula. It means you have to revise how to change the subject of formula. Okay, so my R will be equals to, I will cross multiply 100 multiplied by I divided by P times T. Now this is the formula I will use to calculate the percentage rate. You can see that I got this formula from the first one using the change of subject of formula. It is important you revise that. Okay, now let us look at the question. What percentage rate per year is paid? We don't know the rate. We are asked to calculate it. We don't know. For a principal P of 1,200 Omani Riyal. That's a very big money. To earn simple interest of 540. So it means my I will be 540 Omani Riyal. You can see. So I can easily calculate. I just put my values inside here and I can calculate my R in 6 years. So it means my time is equals to 6 years. All right. I hope you can say this very clearly. Okay. Now, we can now put all of that in the formula. My R will be equals to 100 multiplied by 540 divided by, what is my P? 1,200 multiplied by, what is my T? My T is for 6 years. The T is for 6 years. Okay, when I put all of this in my calculator, I will discover that my rate is 7.5%. Remember that rate is always in percentage. Okay, so anytime you calculate your rate, always put it in percentage. All right. So I hope you see how we calculate this. We have been able to change the formula to this one. So this is the new formula we use to calculate the rate. All right. So let us go to the last example for today. Again, in this example, we are calculating the principal. We want to calculate the principal. Okay, so again, let us look at the question first. What principal? It means we don't know that. So we don't know the principal. That's why they say what? Principal. We earn simple interest of this. The simple interest I is dollars. That's $224 in 7 years. So my time T is equals to 7 years at an annual rate of 4%. So R is equals to 4%. I hope you can see that very clearly. Okay. Now again, we are going to change that formula. I have my I to be equals to, by now you should have this formula in your head. I is equals to P multiplied by T multiplied by R divided by 100. Okay, so P multiplied by T multiplied by R divided by 100. Okay, now in this question, I want to calculate the principal. So I will change this formula. My P will be equals to, again, I will cross multiply this, 100 and I. 100 multiplied by I. Remember that I means simple interest. Okay, divided by T, that is the time, multiplied by R, which is the rate. This is the new formula you will use to calculate the principal. Okay, now this is very easy now. We just put all of that into the equation. I have my 100. What is my I? Yes, 224 divided by what my T is? 7. Yes, my T is 7 multiplied by R, which is 4. Okay, you can see now. So finally, when I calculate all this, my principal has to be $800. It means I have to keep $800 in the bank for 7 years at a rate of 4% to get $224. That's very interesting. Finally, let me just give you the 3 formulas once again so that it makes your practice very easy. Okay, the interest, simple interest is equals to, okay, let me write it on another paper. Okay, simple interest I is equals to P multiplied by R multiplied by T divided by 100. This is when you are calculating the simple interest. If you are calculating the principal, you have 100 multiplied by I divided by R multiplied by T. Yes, this is when you are calculating the principal. If you are calculating the rate R, you have what? 100 multiplied by I divided by P times T. This is when you are calculating the rate R. I hope you enjoy this lesson. If you do, share with your friends so that they can also benefit, and try to practice so many questions on your own, so that it can make you to remember this all the time. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.